G'day everybody, this is Johnny Seville from Acorn Wealth Corp here, and this is your executive summary for stock setups for Wednesday. Again, I hope you all enjoyed Trading Room last night, and we had a lot to cover. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, the recording is there for you to view, where we broke down kind of everything that we're looking at. So I won't repeat myself from last night. I have provided quite a bunch of updates in the email, which comes with this video. So do check those out, as there are a number of plays that still have possible entries if you missed out on the first entry. So I detailed some of those new entries on existing setups. Check the email out for that. So what we'll focus on today is any potential new setups, because we did have a lot of really good movement in some of our existing ones. Again, I'll go back to my favorite book, my Dream Travel Repeat. Remind you, why are you here? Trading is for a goal, right? So good to have little reminders, little mementos of why we're all here. What's the end goal? And for me, Dream Travel Repeat. Pick your own goal. Remind yourself of it. So we had big moves. Again, you'll see that in the trading room, as well as the written report. We had MDR. The calls are up 75%. BGG up 25%. 10 up 28% since the recent entry alert. MMLP up 6.7%. ABEO up 4. Club up 12. Boeing options are up 30%. The list goes on. Home, the calls are up 57%. So some great movers. In terms of the new setups, firstly, let's start with the market. And let's take a look here. So as you can see, the market is just kind of wavering, still underneath this resistance. We really need to close above this 29.91 level, and that's going to give us a new breath of push behind the market. Of course, open range is going to be remaining bullish until the close of the market on the 19th, and then we get a new S&P 500 signal. So we're going to be wanting to make sure we're kind of locking in profits as we get closer to that date, especially. In terms of longs, so for many of you, if you're like me, I'm already tapped out. I'm already in about 16 different long positions. So unless other stocks hit their targets, I won't be looking to buy anything new. If a stock does hit its target today and I free up some capital, then that's going to allow me to transition into any one of these positions. So it's kind of like imagine a river. Your portfolio is a river running downstream, and it's always following the path of least resistance, right? So as a new opportunity opens up, the river's just going to start flowing down that way as well, and a fork in the river occurs. So basically, as a stock sells, and that opens up a new opportunity, a new way for the water to run. Whatever that opportunity is that's available on that day, it's going to run down that. So if a trade hits its target today for me, BW might be the first one that profit and capital then runs down as a new entry. So it's basically just moving capital around to the path of least resistance. Is a good way to think about that. So BW is one. BW is an aggressive trade. Again, it's because this has been basically flatlining for a long time. But so as you can see, lots of room for this to run up if it's able to get ground. There was a 10% owner bought $32 million worth of stock back here in July. So this is a possible aggressive long. If we look at the hourly chart, you can see that it's flagging here. So I'd be looking at a stop signal of 383, and I'd be looking at a first target of 493, which is the flag play, and we'd then be looking at oops, that's kind of pushed it out of whack. 493 as the where am I here? As a first target, 383 as a stop signal, and then of course momentum on from there if it's able to break out and become a really kind of cool momentum play. ORN, I'm already long this. I bought this yesterday. It triggered with that set and forget strategy I've been talking to you about. Again, the majority of those 16 plays I'm in right now are all things that automatically triggered. I've got stop losses, I've got targets. So again, I mean, in an aggressive market like this, I'm free to go away today and leave my portfolio to manage itself, which is the great thing about set and forget trading when you understand the rules, the patterns, and of course we're here to help you learn those. So ORN is I'm already long. My target 633. Stop signal I'm going to adjust to 423. Again, great insider buying on this as well. AKRX, Acorn Therapeutics, of all things, Acorn Incorporated. Sorry, this is one that we mentioned in Trading Room. This isn't more. This isn't the pattern I typically trade as much. There is it's a little bit of oscillation. So I prefer the momentum setups and breakout setups, but double bottoms and double tops and the oscillating setups like this are still very valid. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. It just depends on what patterns and what strategies appeal to you. Again, why that would be very, very worthwhile considering as you progress in your education with us. If you haven't taken the courses before, the Fallen Angels Advanced Trading course is definitely something you want to do at some point. And of course, the Patterns and Probabilities course, two courses that are, well, it's the only other two courses we have, and that covers kind of the whole spectrum of what we do. So AKRX, there's a nice little move here already as it broke out through resistance. And as I mentioned in Trading Room, if you are playing that, I discussed a first target of 363. A second target of 423 as it rallies up into that double top here, which is where the oscillating resistance comes into play. So check that out if you like those. Good for day traders, perhaps. Pets. Okay. PETS. Downward channel breakout, accumulating money flow. Again, I've already triggered into this one. I bought the December $17.50 calls, but also could be a stock long. My target is 1879. Stop signal. First target 1879. Stop signal 1676. Okay. QHC. Downward channel potential breakout, which stemmed from a possible fallen angel setup. I haven't looked at the fallen angel indicators on this one because that was where the original entry was. So nevertheless, the entry now is more focused on the current downward channel pattern. So if we break out above 162, that could give you a possible first target of 222. Again, I'm not as concerned with the moving average because it's an oscillating pattern. Therefore, the moving average doesn't matter as much versus the oscillating power of the channel. Stop signal I'd be looking at is 147. However, there are no insiders on that one. It's purely a technical setup. And now the question may arise, well, when am I prepared to enter a position when there's no insiders versus when do I require there to be insiders? Would be a valid question. The answer is depending on the strength of the pattern. There's certain patterns that I'll trade even if there aren't insiders. Flags, fallen angels, and channel breakouts can all be ones where there's potential to trade it without the presence of insiders because the patterns are just that strong, and because we've got a bit of a combination of a channel and a fallen angel here, that's kind of why I'm a little bit less stringent on that condition for that setup. EPC. Potential downward channel play again earlier on in the process. If you take a look at again one of the stocks I provided a written update on today, but you can see the stock here, MFG. Of course, we alerted that around $2.90, and again, you can see the presence of a few patterns here. But in terms of the downward channel, you certainly can see that, and nice gap up. That's kind of what we're expecting from a downward channel type of move. So in EPC, we can see that that's kind of in that early stages, just like when MFG was when we alerted it. So EPC has the potential there. For a rally up to 47.83. Stop signal I'd be considering is 29.66. and the I would be considering the January $5 calls. Excuse me, $5. January $35 calls. So those are the plays for today. If you maybe are just joining us new and looking for something that hasn't yet triggered, there's some good ideas. Of course, take a look at the written copy that I'd sent out in the email for updated potential entries on existing setups. And as I mentioned, it's going to be a very strong end to the year, I expect. It's already looking fantastic in terms of the results we've had over this last week. Already locking in some of those profits to make sure no matter what happens, you've banked profit for the month of September already. I think it's a great position to be in because then you're playing with the house's money, updating stop losses to your entry points. Again, for those of you that are new, I talked about that a couple of days ago about as positions progress, especially big moves when we're in double digits or even triple digits, take them off the table, update the stop loss to the entry signal, and now you're playing with the house's money, knowing that you're not risking a loss unless for some reason it gaps down, and that's why we avoid earnings plays to take that risk. Take some of that risk out. Quick little announcement: we are going to be. We had a meeting with a team the other day. We are looking at launching our next patterns and probabilities course, where we go through it's roughly about 10 lessons on all the different patterns, scans for each of the patterns, entry exit rules for the patterns, trend line drawing, pattern recognition, multiple time frame analysis. It's a wicked course. We're looking to be launching that here in the next month or so, and then that will lead into the Fallen Angels and Advanced Trading course, where we basically teach you to become a master trader, following all these more advanced setups and so forth and indicators. So right now we're just taking expressions of interest. So if you are interested in participating in the Fallen Angels course or the Patterns and Probabilities course or both, please do let us know, and we'll put you on a short list so that when we make that announcement, we'll be in touch with you first before we release it to the public and the rest of the community. So if you want to be on that short list, drop us a quick email, reply to this email that you're interested in one or the other or both, and then you'll be first to get that information, and we'll have the first opportunity to save a spot in the course, as they do come with one-on-one training, so there is limited spots in both. So again, drop us an email if you're interested, and we'll keep you informed as we confirm dates and details. So other than that, have a wonderful trading day. Cheers.